All right, let's talk about something strange. Have you ever heard a sound that, well, nobody else can? You know, like a constant ringing, maybe a low hum, or this weird buzz that feels like it's coming from inside your own head. It sounds like a phantom, right? An auditory illusion. But for millions and millions of people, the effects of this sound are incredibly real. So, yeah, are you the only one hearing that? I mean, that question right there, it just gets to the heart of what this feels like. It can be so isolating. You start to question yourself, right? Like, is this even real? Am I just imagining things? But let me tell you, for millions of people, this sound inside their head is absolutely 100% real. Okay, so there's a medical name for this whole thing, tinnitus. And here's the key takeaway. It's a perceived sound. That means there's no actual external noise causing it. And it's not always ringing in the ears. For some folks, it's a high-pitched hiss. For others, it's more of a low roar, a clicking, or a buzzing. The bottom line is, this is not in your imagination. It is a real, recognized health condition, and its impact can be huge.
So you can see how this starts as a really personal, individual problem. But when you realize just how many people are dealing with this, it completely changes the scale. It becomes something way, way bigger. So now we're going to zoom out from a personal problem to a full-blown global concern. You know, when we throw around a term like public health, what we're really talking about is looking after the health of, well, everyone, entire populations. It's all about preventing problems before they start, educating people, and doing research on a huge scale. And tinnitus? Oh yeah, as you're about to see, it fits right under that umbrella. It's an issue we absolutely have to track, understand, and tackle together as a society.
Okay, let's get into some numbers, and honestly, they're pretty staggering. The World Health Organization is predicting that by the year 2050, 1 in every 4 people on the planet will be living with some level of hearing loss. Let that sink in. 1 in 4. We're talking about almost 2.5 billion people. And look, this isn't some problem for the distant future. This is happening right now, today. It's estimated that somewhere between 10 and 15% of all adults across the globe are affected by tinnitus. That's hundreds of millions of people living with that phantom sound every single day. Now, to bring this a little closer to home, let's look at the United States. We're talking about 40 to 50 million Americans who have tinnitus. And for a quarter of them, that's over 10 million people, this isn't just some background noise they can ignore. No way. It's a severe, life-changing condition that makes them go out and seek medical help. It's a really big deal. Okay, so we've got a handle on just how massive this issue is. The big question now is, why? Why is this happening? What's actually causing this phantom sound in the first place? Whoa, okay, this chart looks a little intense, I know. But the main thing to see here is that there's no single, simple cause for tinnitus. It's complicated. But let's follow one of the most common paths, just to see how it works. See noise trauma over on the left? Follow that line. It points right to cochlear hair cell damage. Now, these are these teeny tiny, super sensitive cells deep inside your ear. When they get damaged, the signal they're supposed to send to your brain gets messed up. So what does the brain do? It's missing that input, so it basically turns up the volume, trying to hear something, and in the process, it creates its own signal. And boom, that's tinnitus. It's a really fascinating but obviously damaging chain of events. So, out of all those possible causes, what's one of the biggest culprits? It's pretty simple. Noise. And the CDC is crystal clear about this, that repeated exposure to loud sounds, from concerts, power tools, heck, even from your own earbuds, it can do permanent damage to those really fragile parts of your inner ear.
But wait, it's not just about loud noises. Here's something that really surprises a lot of people. The National Institute on Deafness says that more than 200 different drugs are known to be ototoxic. It's a fancy word that just means harmful to the ear. These meds can damage the very same inner ear cells we were just talking about, or they can mess with the nerve signals, sparking tinnitus when you start taking them or even when you stop. And we are not talking about some obscure, rare medications here. Just look at this list. We're talking about stuff many of us probably have at home right now. Things like aspirin, Motrin, an antibiotic like Cipro, even really common prescriptions for cholesterol or depression like Lipitor, Prozac, or Zoloft. It just goes to show you how common this potential side effect really is. So let's make this real. Let's talk about an actual case study. There was this patient, we'll just call him NF. He'd had some mild tinnitus for years, nothing too crazy. But then he took a course of a pretty common antibiotic, ciprofloxacin. You might know it as Cipro. And after that, his tinnitus just exploded.